Hello y'all, Sets with Chi. Welcome to another video. And today I was debating on what to talk about, but let me talk about this. And I'm going to talk about the reason why I will never encourage my kids to go for nursing, okay? Please, if you're new to my channel, subscribe, join the family, like the video, to share it to more people, leave your comments, and yeah, I will never ever encourage my kids to go for nursing. So let me give you a little background. I became a nurse in 2010. Um, you know, After becoming a nurse, I worked. As a matter of fact, I did a video talking about the fact that I was 6 months into nursing, or even actually less than 6 months into nursing before I got burnt out. I was completely burnt out. I was working more because there were more skilled care facilities in my area, so I was working in more skilled care facilities. But just to kind of gain some of that experience, without having it to be so fast paced. But I had other friends who were working in hospitals, and some were working in psych, and I did a little bit of I guess different areas, I guess you could say, as time went on. So I stayed in nursing for about a decade, I guess you could say, because I became a nurse in 2010, and I finally left without taking anything, doing anything else with nursing in 2020, right before the pandemic. Okay, and I have three teenagers. They're all in high school now, trying to figure out what they want to do and be, and with that, you can never say that's what they're saying they want to be. They have different varieties of things that they want to be. But one thing I would never encourage them to do is nursing. Okay. And also the fact that not only was I dealing with such a toxic profession, and toxic in the sense that like it was so detrimental to my mental health, my body, my mind, and my physical health. But also, yeah, I was going through a lot also with my narcissistically abusive situation, and there was nobody to turn to. Family members thought I was crazy because I was complaining about what I was going through. They were like, suck it up and deal with it. Even though I really shouldn't have gone into nursing in the first place, it was not my, I would say it was not my first choice, but because I had family members that were all, in healthcare, and, the pressure and all of that, and then the narcissist that I was with felt that nursing would be his ticket out of poverty, I guess, So it was just like, it was a lot, and, dealing with small children at the time, dealing with a toxic profession, nursing was not set up to be the way it is in this day and age. I think I would say it's deteriorated in the past 10 years, and I feel like it's going to deteriorate even more. I feel like the workload, the patient acuity, meaning how sick the patients are, the work environment, the shortage, causing people to have to work in very, very unimaginable conditions, to me is very, very crazy. And it's just showing the fact that the people in the top only care about money. They don't care about the patients, they don't care about the nurses, staff, and it was horrible. I saw the writing on the wall really pretty much in nursing school, but for whatever reason, I thought that it'll fade away, things would get better. It didn't get better. It didn't get better at all. And yeah, so eventually I left, and it was not long after, it was like a couple of years later that I left my narcissistically abusive situation, marriage, whatever you want to call it. And so now I'm a year, and so I left in March of 2023, and now I'm like a year and 10 months free of the narcissist. And I give God glory for that, because it was only God that gave me the grace to escape, because a lot of people have perished in that situation. And I can never, the way I see it is that bad that I would say that encouraging my kids to go for nursing will be like encouraging my kids to go for a narcissist, or go for and stay in a narcissistically abusive situation, and sadly, sadly, there are, from what I've seen, even though healthcare is supposed to be a healing, we love people and want to care for people, type thing, but I have found that there's a lot of people that are narcissists that go into healthcare, that go into therapy, that become doctors. There's a lot of them, and so we cannot be so blindsided and naive to think that everybody that is in nursing is, God-fearing, people-loving, and just wanting to care for people. That is far from the truth, and I saw that very clearly when I became a nurse. A lot of the co-workers, the nurses that I saw were very catty, vicious, will throw you under the bus like in a snap. And yeah, the environment, obviously the environment was not helpful. I tried different things, home health, I tried agency, and it just, when something is just not for you, it's just not for you. And like I said, I saw the writing on the wall, but I thought like when I would jump in to nursing, that for whatever reason, like everything would be all right, but I found out the hard way that everything was not all right. And for me, even more than the fact that I was suffering emotionally, I was suffering mentally, I was suffering physically, the fact that it was affecting my parenting, the fact that I felt like it was stripping away the love that I had, like it was making my heart cold, that was the thing to me that was worst. It was worse, because to me that was just like, I guess you could say, the straw that broke the camel's back, because it just got to the point that I just didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like doing things with the children. All I would just do is just come back home, wash my uniform, take my shower, and just like go to bed. And even when I went to bed, I was not restful. I was stressed because I knew I had to go back to work, so why would I encourage my children to go for something that I felt like it's almost like escaping a narcissistically abusive career, basically, so it's like, it makes no sense, because even the Bible says that even we that are wicked, if our child asks for food or something, would we give him a snake or a stone, So if my child is asking me, what do you think about this or that? Forget it, I don't even have to convince my children. My children would never, they would never. Because especially my oldest, she saw the struggle that I had, trying to escape out of nursing, trying to leave out of nursing, and being basically like gang stalked by family members, then like meeting with each other, like concerning me, to try to keep me in nursing, just really, it was just like really bad news, and it's just like, now that I've escaped, both the home situation and the career, why would I go back? Why would I go back? Why? It's like self-hatred to me, and I know that there are some nurses that are born for that field, and if that's what you're born, if that's what you're born for, and that's your calling, then you're gonna have the cushion, you're gonna have the grace to take the beating. Now that doesn't mean that you're not gonna have the beating or get the beating, or the punches, but you're gonna have the grace somehow, because that's what you were called for. But for the rest of us, no, I could never encourage my kids to go for that, because I feel like the healthcare career field at large is deteriorating. The love of money has caused a lot of deterioration, and yeah, and then of course the society, people are, it's like their health, because their way of life, what they eat, how they live, especially in the Western world, it is, it's nothing to write home about. Let me just say it that way. It's bad. So, the health of people is deteriorating. So that the patient load is going to keep increasing more and more, and the mentality, of the system, the people on the top, is not getting better, so people are getting sicker, and you can see people are getting sicker, and the facilities, hospitals, or whatever are caring less and less for the nurses. They're not doing really anything to like lift the load. As a matter of fact, they're adding to it. So it's like, why would you go for a thing like that? Why would you do that? So I found peace, within myself. It was a struggle at first because I had so many people trying to gaslight me into staying in nursing, and even after I left nursing, people trying to manipulate me to go back. Because when I first left, I had to basically start from the ground up. So I needed some support, from family. And some will say, well, if I'm supposed to support you or help you with this, then, you have to at least take up a patient doing this, or if you want me to help you, so it was a lot of manipulation. And it was just like, let me just say that it was a very dark place for me, the first couple of years, especially dealing with the narcissists that I had at home. And I thank God that all that is behind me. I'm doing well for myself now. I'm an independent contractor. I run my own businesses. I have several of them, including a notary business. I have a middleman business. I do delivery, my free time. I'm able to make decent money. If you watch the videos on my channel, you can get like a better understanding of the things that I do. But ultimately, I feel that people should stop pushing their children into professions just because they feel like it'll be a stable profession. Especially people that have children. They need to stop pushing people into, especially nursing, in the medical field. And I feel like more of like immigrant parents do that. Africans, Indians, a lot of the Asians, they push their children into healthcare, nursing, go be a doctor. As a matter of fact, someone told me that when they were in college, when they were in college, they had some like Indian, friends and, people that they knew, that their parents moved into the campus, so they moved in to make sure that that child was studying medicine, or whatever it was that the parents wanted them to. The parents literally moved in to the school. Can you imagine that? Like, you're in school and the next door, maybe the apartment or whatever dorm, your parents are in there just to enforce. That to me is like the heart and the height of narcissism. And they're surprised and confused that their child is depressed or their child is having suicidal thoughts, and it's terrible. But I encourage my kids to study hard, do well in school. Obviously, they're all in high school, but I would never enforce nursing, especially, or healthcare on any of my children. I tell them, be what you want to be. Look out there, look at the things that are available. Look at what works for you. And I encourage my kids into entrepreneurship as well, because I'm like, well, if you don't want to live the lifestyle of having a 9-to-5, look into other things, but hey, I'm open. I don't enforce anything on anybody, because look at me. I'm the result of people enforcing things on me. It didn't work out, and then years down the line, they're going to be resentful, they're going to be regretful, and they're going to be hating you, right? So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm living my best life, and I feel like each and every day I'm expanding, I'm getting better, I'm getting wiser, I'm learning more, and more so the things that even the things that I failed in and the things that I have succeeded in, it's all a lesson, but for me to say that I will push my children or even encourage them to go into healthcare in this day and age with the way everything is deteriorating, never. I could never. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to leave my thoughts here, set to achieve. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave your comments. I'd like to hear from you, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Until next time, peace. God bless.